A very long time ago, people have soon realized that weapons are things that cannot be wanted on the battlefield. But many of us still think that these ancient weapons only include swords and bow. But in history, our ancestor has created many deadly weapons which make the enemy souls flutter away. And now, let's travel with High Star to go back to the past and take a look at these weapons. Standing in top 5 is Hwacha by the Korean. Hwacha, or Fire Cat, is the ancestor of the rocket launcher used in Korea during the Joseon dynasty. It had the ability to fire Shincheon, a type of fire arrow rocket. It was known as a scary weapon in the late 16th century. The first version of Hwacha can fire up to 100 arrow rockets and soon be improved to 200 arrow rockets at one time. The Hwacha consisted of a two-wheeled cart carrying a board filled with holes into which the Shincheon was inserted. In the last decade of the 16th century, the Hwacha has proved its deadly by helping the Korean ruined the Japanese invader, especially in the siege of Hwangju on February 12, 1593, leading by Toyotomi Hideyoshi by using 40 Hwacha. According to history, although the fact of approximately 3,000 Koreans have to PvP with more than 10,000 Japanese soldiers, they still managed to win the battle by using their most deadly weapon at that time. With its powerful power, 1 versus 100 is normal. And now, standing on top 4 is the Sea Tower, Helepolis by the Greek. Helepolis is the Greek name for a movable sea tower. It means taker of cities in English. The Helepolis was essentially a large tapered tower with each side about 130 feet or 41.1 meters high and 65 feet or 20.6 meters wide that was manually pushed into battle. It rests on 8 wheels, each 15 feet or 4.6 meters high, and also had casters to allow lateral movement as well as direct. The machines weighed 160 tons and required 3,400 men working in relays to move it. According to the historians, Helepolis was invented by Polybius and after that be renovated for the siege of Rhodes but failed. The Rhodians melted down these siege towers to build a statue of their patron god, Helios, the Colossus of Rhodes, known as one of the ancient 7 wonders of the world. And the next one is the death claw of Archimedes. The claw of Archimedes, also known as the Iron Hand. These machines featured prominently during the Second Punic War in 214 BC, when the Roman Republic attacked Syracuse with a fleet of 60 ships under Marcus Claudius Marcellus. Archimedes, the great scholar at that moment, has already discovered the levels and fulcrum. Give me a level long enough and a fulcrum on which to place it, and I shall move the world. And then he's created a claw with his name to defend the seaward portion of Syracuse city's war against amphibious assault. When the Roman fleet approached the city walls under cover of darkness, the machines were deployed, sinking many ships and throw the attack into confusion. Although its exact nature is unclear, the accounts of ancient historians seem to describe it as a sort of crane equipped with a grappling hook that was able to lift an attacking ship partly out of the water, then either cause the ships to capsize or suddenly drop it. It was dropped onto enemy ships, which would then swing itself and destroy the ship. Next is the Byzantine's flamethrower. Greek's fire was an incendiary weapon used by the Byzantine Empire beginning 672 BC. Used to set fire to enemy ships, it consisted of a combustible compound emitted by a flame-throwing weapon. Because it's too powerful, the secret of the weapon is still remain unknown, and only few people know about it in the Byzantine era. The Byzantines typically used it in naval battles to great effect, as it could supposedly conceal burning while floating on water. On the other hand, if the soldiers don't careful, they could barely burn their ship and give them a ticket to see their ancestor. So only the trained soldiers have the ability to control the weapon. The ingredients still remain unknown, but according to an investigate that high stardust makeup, the Greek's fire can be made from gasoline E85, E30, E5, or E25. Whatever the theory is, the Greek's fire still remains as a mystery to the historians that they still don't have the answer yet. And now we will move to the most deadly weapon for today, standing in top 1, Archimedes' death ray. According to the Greek and Roman historians, in the siege of Syracuse of Second Punic War, Archimedes, the scholar, was creating a mirror which can burn the enemy's ship in range of arrow. The working principles of the mirrors was used to focus sunlight onto approaching ship, causing them to catch fire. It was suggested that Archimedes used copper or bronze shield as mirrors to reflect sunlight onto the boat and was placed on the wall along the coast as a defensive weapon. There is another version of the death ray. Instead of using a lot of mirrors, is a concave mirror which can quickly burn a ship. After many experiences in the modern world to recreate the Archimedes death ray have failed, they started to believe it was a illusion until an experience in 1973 by the Greek scientists has succeeded burned a ship in 50 meters. In 2005, students from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology (MIT) was success too. Our time travel ship is running out of fuel. Click like and subscribe immediately to book a ticket to go back to the present if you don't want to stuck in this ancient era. On the screens is some videos that you may want to see.